we can vote for a person, for a party, and that vote can count in changing the direction of a company, outward facing, how it deals with its allies and enemies. But we can also vote with our pocketbooks on how we want a defense industry to look. Like, what sort of people do we want to support? And in a way, I think that this is a very wonderful democratic opportunity. A lot of folks have been sitting on the sidelines in the defense space and haven't invested in the defense space in the past because they find it morally repugnant in terms of con war machine and profits over people and a perception that we've been in these forever wars. And if there are people out there that are interested in peace through strength and know that the best way to defeat a bully is to make sure that bully's too scared to step onto the playground because you're prepared there with your own fighting skills and your buddies surrounding you, making yourself a very hard target. So I'm wondering if the transparency that's been largely avoided historically by keeping nimble companies private in the early stages, maybe it's not just access to capital that can drive folks to the public markets, but it's the access to the transparency that is an important in and of itself, because sunlight's the best disinfectant, and a transparent government is what we thrive on here in the United States with our public records laws, with our ability to pry into what's going on in government and complain about it and say it's not good enough or it goes too far because of doxing or other reasons. But just opening up that kimono and saying, here's how we're going to spend the money, here's the deals we're going to be investing in, here's why we think they're good. If we're not being just or we're backing the wrong guys, vote down, sell your stock. You can communicate through the investor relations, through shouting out into the world, catching people's attention, but you can say, I support you by buying more, I don't support you by buying less. And I'm wondering if that level of transparency and the way the capital markets have a check on bad actors, if it could be something to have other nimble startups aspire to when entering the defense space. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, and I had in my notes again exactly what you said. It's a beautiful thing, but part of the market that's always fascinated me is that voting with your pocketbook. People from all over the world can have a little piece and say into what folks are doing in other parts of the world. You don't need to be a citizen of that country. You don't need to go through the process. Again, Canada and the States, regardless of what's going on politically right now, we're able to invest in each other's companies and each other's deals, and we're able to have a collaborative vision regardless of what else is going on. So I think that's really important for our Canadian shareholders and listeners today is, again, you're able to make a positive impact in what you are doing with your finances and what you're doing by this voting with your pocketbook. And it is important, again, like you said, the transparency is key, and that's going to be crucial for foreign defense, is being transparent with what we're doing and with the regulatory bodies and the exchanges, but also with the investor. That's the special sauce of being a small cap publicly traded defense company.